Hey guys, Mosa here, and today I'm bringing you my college football playoffs, round one between the Penn State Nittany Lions and the SMU Mustangs. Now, without further ado, let's get started. Now, let's kick it off with the injury report, starting with the Penn State Nittany Lions, who have defensive tackle Alonzo Ford with a leg injury, offensive lineman Anthony Kondonko, I think that's how you say it, with a knee injury. Defensive end Zaria Fisher with a knee injury as well, all out for this game. Then moving on to wide receiver Jake Spencer with an arm injury. Tight end Joey Schaffler with a wrist injury. Running back Quentin Martin with a leg injury. Defensive tackle Caleb Artis with an arm injury. And running back Cam Wallace with a lower body injury. Now, when it comes down to it, I honestly think they all will play. Except for the obvious outs. But this is going to be a heavily offensive injury-based team because honestly, this team is just that many offensive players. You got some that are starters as well that honestly will possibly not play in this game. Possibly they will. I believe they will. But yeah, this is going to be a heavy loss on the offense for the Penn State Nittany Lions. Now, moving on to the offense of the Penn State Nittany Lions, we got Drew Aller at quarterback, running back Nicholas Singleton, wide receiver Harrison Wallace III, Julian Fleming, and Liam Clifford. Tight end will be Tyler Warren, left tackle Drew Shelton, left guard I'm only gonna say Ola Ione. I don't know if that's how you say it, but okay. Center, we got Nick Dawkins. Right guard, Sal Wormley. And Nolan Rucci at right tackle. Now, when it comes down to it, this offense is going to be pretty heavily injured. And this is going to give a big advantage to the defense of the SMU Mustangs. Honestly, even though Drew Aller is going to be a decent quarterback potentially in the NFL. But besides that, he's going to do decently here against SMU, but it all really comes down to if his offensive line can protect him and open up the holes for Singleton. Honestly, I think it might happen, but it's still just like, what's the word I'm looking for? It is honestly going to be very tough for them offensively due to so many injuries. Now, moving on to the defense of Penn State, we got defensive ends Danny Dennis Sutton, defensive end Abdul Carter, defensive tackle Zane Durant, and Devon J. Thomas, with weak side linebacker Tony Rojas. Inside linebacker is Kobe King, quarterback Jalen Kimber, AJ Harris as well. Nickelback will be Cam Miller, free safety Zachy Wheatley, with Jalen Reed at strong safety. Now, when it comes down to it, I think that Penn State's defense is going to do a pretty good job against the SMU offense. Now, it's still going to be a toss-up due to the offense of the Penn State Nittany Lions against the SMU defense, but that's besides the point. Point being, I think that this defense is going to pressure that quarterback and stop the run up the middle in this game in a fantastic way. But yeah, I'm thinking that this is going to be a very tough game regardless for Penn State. It could go either ways. But when it comes to the defensive side, I'm going to give it more for Penn State. Now, moving on to the SMU injury report, we start with wide receiver Jake Bailey with a shoulder injury. Running back Jalen Knighton with a knee injury. And tight end RJ Maryland with a knee injury, and running back Kamar Wheaton with a knee injury. Now, after that, we got cornerback AJ Davis with a head injury, and running back Zane Miners with a lower body injury, both questionable for the game. Now, when it comes down to it, this is just like the offense of the Penn State Nittany Lions. They have heavy injuries and losing two running backs, a starting wide receiver, and a potential starter tight end, and then potentially losing a starting corner and another running back. That's going to be a heavy loss specifically on the offense of SMU. Both offenses are not going to be as good as they would be, but honestly, this may be a defensive matchup above everything else, but realistically, this is going to be a very decent game for SMU, both offensive and defensively, even though they'll have a better option on defense against the Penn State Nittany Lions due to the fact that both teams have massive injuries on their offenses. Now, moving on to the offense of the SMU Mustangs, we got Kevin Jennings at quarterback, running back Bashard Smith, wide receiver Moochie Dixon, Jordan Hudson, and Carter Campbell. With tight end Matthew Hibner, left tackle is Savion Bird, Logan Parr at left guard, Ja'Kai Clark at center, right guard Justin Osborne, right tackle PJ Williams. Now, when it comes down to it, SMU is going to have a pretty decent time against, obviously they're heavily injured. They've lost three running backs potentially, and they've lost a receiver. They lost a tight end. They're honestly going to be on the ropes when it comes to their options. But offensively, on the offensive line, they're going to do a decent job. And I think that will really help them out a lot in this game. Otherwise, they might be stuck having the defense of the Penn State Nittany Lions stop them at every turn. Now, on to the defense of the SMU Mustangs. Defensive ends Elijah Roberts, Jafari Harvey, defensive tackle Anthony Booker, with defensive tackle Jared Harrison Hunty. Then we get linebacker Kobe Wilson, weak side linebacker Ahmad Walker, cornerback Brandon Crossley, and Jalen Davis Robinson, nickelback Hale Sanders Jr., free safety Ahmad Moses, and strong safety Isaiah Nwokobia. I don't know if that's how you say it, but okay. In the end, it's going to be a very good defense. Only AJ Davis is potentially out for the game. And honestly, he's a rotational corner, so I'm not going to really expect much from him anyways. But this is going to be a very good defense against a injury-prone Penn State offense. And honestly, this is what we're going to see in this game, mostly from the Penn State side, that they're going to see the defenses are just going to hammer down on their respective offenses due to the fact of injury. And honestly, I think Penn State might suffer a little bit more than SMU, but it still does not change the fact that in the end, Penn State's gonna also, like, their defense is also gonna be on the SMU offense due to injury. But yeah, it could go either ways, to be honest. Now, in conclusion, I have this game ending 13-10 in favor of SMU. I think SMU will win, mostly due to defense. A game-sealing fumble recovered for a touchdown. That will end the game. Honestly, we're going to see two scores by the defenses. One by a pick six, I believe, from Penn State, and this fumble recovered for a touchdown for the SMU Mustangs, which would then win the game. Now, in the end, I think that this is going to be a decent game for both teams, but offensively, we're not going to be really seeing these teams on the field, so we're going to be seeing a lot of defense. Now, when it comes down to it, it's going to come down to who can honestly stop the offense of the opposing team and whose defense will crumble first as the other team wins the game. And honestly, I think the first team to crumble will be Penn State. Now, that was it for this video. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. Tweet me any video ideas. Also, tell me down in the comments below, who do you think will win and who do you think will lose? Tell me down in the comments below. Now, like this video if you liked it, subscribe, and hit the notification if you want more videos. And I'll see you guys next time.